Jeffrey, congratulations on The Watcher and What If. Amazing show. I absolutely love it. I remember the comics when I was a kid, so it has a fondness in my heart. But what was it like joining the MCU in such a unique role?
Well, it was, it's an invitation that's hard to turn down, They say, hey, do you want to be a part of this like massive juggernaut that's beloved by tens of millions of people all over the world? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Yeah. And you'll be giving voice to the character described as the most dramatic being in all the known universe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sign me up.
I mean, it's perfect casting, though. It's perfect casting, if I may say. Now, with the character of the Watcher, is that a character that you specifically that Marvel reached out to you specifically for, or were you meeting with them for other characters and just other projects in general?
No, this was our first conversation, and yeah, so I went back and dug around to find out who and what this character was, and of course, I asked my son, he's grown up in the Marvel years. He's 19 now, so he was like 9 or 10 when I took him to his first Marvel film, and so now he's just a total head. And I asked him, about the Watcher, and he just, he freaked out, and yeah, when he calmed down, he was, I told him that they'd asked me to be a part of it. He was really thrilled. And then I went back and read some of the comics and to get a sense of who he was, and yeah, it was just a lot to play with. He's kind of distinguishes himself from these characters that we know and have come to love, because he's got his own unique powers and his own unique place inside the multiverse or outside, even. And so, yeah, it was a lot to dig into. And then the opportunity to do it with my voice is something that drew me in. I like doing voice work, and this was, it was a lot to play with.
That's amazing. Now, the Watcher can be a cold character in the comics. What was it like to imbue such a cosmic force with personality?
Yeah, well, he's, I like the idea that he's got a kind of detached thing, because he's got that power. He doesn't have to get too dug in, right. He's not to be toyed with, and he can handle himself. But in this case, he's playing a kind of, as I like to go, a Rod Serling role. He's what Rod Serling is to the Twilight Zone. He's, kind of luring, casting a spell in some ways and luring the audience, who really are Watchers themselves. I mean, he's the biggest of Marvel fans, the Watcher, and he's just inviting his other fellow Watchers into the space, into the room, to sit down and take a look at, take new looks at stories that they already thought they knew.
Now, from what we've seen so far with the Watcher, he's still fairly detached from acting. He's only acting as an observer as of right now. Can you tease how the Watcher develops over the course of the season?
Yeah, I can tease. Yeah, he watches. He's dispassionate until he's passionate. But the thing about the Watcher is he's concerned. I mean, he's not just like an uninterested voyeur. He's concerned about the state of things in these various realms, and he has a sense of justice or justness and balance that he's aware of. And so, certain things excite him more than others, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when he gets more excited than other times.
Now, can you talk to me about the collaboration process working with Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, Brad AC, and Brian?
Yeah, it's been fantastic from the start. Once once I signed on, the initial conversation, it was about what do you want to do? How do you want to bring this guy to life through your voice? And the ideas that I had just about really playing a music that was specific to me, and not trying to emulate something else, and just being true to the times and trying to bring something fresh and cool and fun. They were totally open to it, and also making it specifically, an American voice of whatever, rhythms and notes that, I wanted to make that American voice and just bringing it home. So yeah, it was good. It was great. And it's what we did. What we talked about doing at the start is what ends up in the show. So it's been pretty cool.
That's incredible. Now, obviously, COVID happened over the last year and a half or so, and with animation, it's one of those things that it's a little bit easier to do. Were you guys already done with this prior to the COVID?
No, we had recorded some stuff prior, and then we recorded stuff during, which involved me getting out of bed and rolling over to my bedroom closet and setting up a studio in there, and pants optional kind of thing, and getting in there and doing the business. So that was, I appreciated that. Anything that I can, any work that I can do, pants optional is always a good thing.
Now, with The Watcher, after playing him for these 10 episodes, what are your favorite aspects of The Watcher and why?
I like that he has this kind of mystical quality to him. I like that he's like kind of the cosmos, because it just gives all kinds of room for acting shenanigans. And I also appreciate that he cares. He cares, and he recognizes that there's a balance and there's a harmony to things, and that needs to be honored and respected. So yeah, I dig that about him.
Well, look, Jeffrey, as soon as I heard that you were playing The Watcher, it's one of those things where like, oh yeah, absolutely. But you're perfect in the role, man. And I really appreciate your time with me. Look, What If is fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.